Good morning. One of the things that you don't often see in my videos, sometimes if I forget, or photos, if I forget it gets left in, but it's the actual process of preserving the machine. We've covered the grinding and inspecting the beans. I haven't covered the espresso making process as yet, but this next one is preserving the machine. A lot of machines come with a drip tray like this, a cup tray like this. Sometimes they use a rack, sometimes they use punched metal. If it's a grooved metal rack, like a round wire trivet, they're quite resistant to scratches. Something like this, I'll often get a piece of boot grip mat. It's, I don't know how to describe it really. It's like a rubber with little holes in it. It's very, very grippy. You can get it on Amazon. And I'll often leave a piece on the tray like this. The holes obviously allow any water to go through, but this sort of mat is quite grippy, and whenever I put my cup on it, not only does it stop the mat scratching, but it also prevents any movement of the cup due to vibration or anything like that. Because one thing you'll notice with these cups, the sides of the glaze are always very smooth. Often on cups, the bottom is very rough. It's like a grinding surface because they stand the cup up when they fire it, and of course there's no glaze on the bottom rim, and so that's like unglazed. Can be stoneware, porcelain, pottery, whatever, but because it's not glazed, it's rough, and it's very, very good at scratching a machine. A friend of mine used to just drag his cups across the tray and said, why do you do that? Why don't you lift them up and place them on? And his machine was all scratched around the edge. So what I do, I use a piece of grip mat, and that way it keeps your tray in good condition, allows you to produce a shot, and even if I get glass, even if I'm going to have a shot out of a glass cup, because I'm going to make an Americano, I'll still use that little bit of drip mat. Now, funny enough, scales still work on it. I don't have a problem using scales on that sort of matting. You'd think it wouldn't work, so I'm going to have my morning shot. As I say, if you want to preserve a machine, be very careful. These especially the mirror polished stainless steel, is not as tough as you think it's going to be, and it does get micro scratches. So we'll get that one out, and the last thing is, when you've finished, if there are splashes or anything like that, be very careful how you wipe them up. I keep a sponge, but make sure it's rinsed out. You don't want any coffee particles in it. And then I use a microfiber cloth like this with the label removed. You tear the label out. Keep it clean, keep it dust free, only use it for the machine, and you can lightly go across. I use a spray cleaner on the sponge, often just a kitchen surface cleaner on the sponge. Wipe it very, very gently. Try and soak any pieces off, and then gently wipe with a microfiber to sort of give a nice buffed finish. Be gentle even with these, because with mirror finished stainless steel, you will even see very slight micro scratching from these if you press too hard. So my coffee's done. What I'll normally do is I'll actually remove my scales first so that it doesn't drip on them. Then I'll often place my dish, my cleaning dish, under there. You'll see that in another video. And then I'll remove my portafilter with my cloth under it. Now I always leave the portafilter to the side while I'm cleaning up, and I'll always leave it to the side for just a minute or two, because that allows enough time for it to cool, any fluid to drain to the bottom. It's in the coffee bed, and as it cools it contracts slightly, and you can actually see it pull away. And I just find leaving it before you knock it out means a much cleaner knockout. In fact, I'd have probably left that a bit longer, but if you find you're getting your portafilter pucks sticking in, or going very sloppy and hard to knock out, just leave it for a few seconds. Morning. I was just about to make my coffee, and something I noticed when searching through my beans, and I haven't found anything for years, looking in the beans there, I went through them, and I suddenly saw something, and I thought, what's this? And let's grab it. That is a rather large and rather hard stone. If I get a coffee bean out, as you can see, that would do some serious damage to your grinder if you got that caught in your grinder. It's hard too. It's not powdery. It's like a real, that would definitely damage your burrs. And I've just tipping out the coffee this morning, and there it was. So yes, check your coffee super carefully.